use your assistant coaches in the best way possible. Just six quick ideas that I want to give you to just enhance their development and also make them be more of a program, take some ownership in what's going on. And when I say assistant coaches, I'm talking about the assistant who's in your practice all the time, but also some of your lower level coaches, those who are assisting in getting your players ready to play at the varsity level. So let's go over these here real quick. The first one I want to talk about is pregame. What are your assistants doing in the pregame? A lot of times I see teams and their assistants are standing on the sideline. They're talking to the players who are injured or who are ineligible, but they don't have an active role. And then there are certain times where I do see assistants who are out there, they're fully engaged, and they have a part in what's going on. This is what you want to have. You want to have your assistants really take ownership of that pregame. They may come up with the pregame warm-up, let them match up players in the pregame. You probably have talked about this a little bit in some of your team meetings beforehand, so some of those things may have been decided, but allow them to match up the players who haven't been decided. Allow them to go talk to certain players about what their role is. Now, one thing I would caution you on is don't have your assistant make up their own role for the player. Make sure that you're on the same page with them. So if they're a defensive person, that they know, hey, you're guarding 23, he goes right often, he spins back to the left, that kind of thing. That's already been talked about, so he's reiterating what you've already said. Don't allow him just to go out there and say, man, you got this, you're going to put up your 20 tonight, you're going to show him what you're all about, that kind of thing. That's not the team game. It's not what's going to get everybody ready to go. You need everyone on the same page, but use your assistants in a way that they can do that. That allows you to do what you need to do before the game. Second thing is summer basketball. In the summertime, use your assistants. Let them coach summer league team. Let them coach a team camp. Give them some responsibility there so that they get a chance to be the head coach. They're substituting players. They're going out there and they're making decisions that they don't normally make in a game because you may have them doing stats or doing something else. So that's the second way. The third way is block time and practices for them. Give them 15 minutes or give them a specific skill set that you want them to work on and have them take that time to be the one who's instructing, the one who's teaching. The game, especially in practice, is about teaching. How are we thinking the game? How are we reacting to things? And you may say it's dribbling drills, or you may say it's got to be full court dribbling. It's got to be shooting. Whatever it is that you want them to do, give them that block of time and allow them to really take ownership of it. And you kind of step back and you become the assistant for a little bit. Your assistants, no matter what level they're at, no matter what age they are, love to have that control. And it's really building some camaraderie between you and the assistant coach and the trust that you have with them. The fourth thing is give them responsibilities. And this could be everything from open gyms. Instead of you being at every open gym, go ahead and rotate them. First week, I'll do the open gyms. The second week, the assistant's going to do the open gyms. The third week, maybe the freshman coach is going to do the open gyms. One, it takes a burden of you having to be there every second of the day when something basketball-wise is going on. The other thing is it allows them to come in, have to set up, have to tear down, have to get guys started, and again, take ownership of the program. This builds great rapport with your players. It also gives them, the assistant, a sense that they belong, that there's a role for them, that they're trusted, that kind of thing. So one thing that we do in our program is we're on a rotating schedule so that if there is a conflict, it doesn't fall on the same person every single week. We can try to schedule things around our open gym night or our workout night. That's another thing that you could do is give them workouts. On Tuesdays you have workouts. And then we support each other if somebody can't make it. But it's a great way to give them some ownership. Number 5 is ideas to improve. And these are their ideas. What do they need to improve on? What would they like to be able to do? It's not ideas to improve the offense or the defense. I'm sure they give some of those things. But ask your assistant, what is it that you want to improve on that I can help you? And allow them to think about it a little bit and to give you some feedback. So if they say, I really want to do on-the-court coaching, you know that might be something in practice that you can give them. If they say, I really need to learn how to run a particular offense better. I don't understand everything that we're doing in that offense. That's a chance for you to sit down and you to work through some things or to really explain it to them before you go into that next practice. This is a great thing to do in between seasons so that they can have a chance to reflect on what they did and what they're going to do moving forward, especially if you have coaches that are new. Younger coaches tend to think they know everything, and they realize very quickly that there's more to the game than just teaching somebody how to dribble and shoot or being a trainer, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's the coaches who have been around for a while. It's a new system, and they'll be a little bit more honest with what they know and what they don't know. But it's more of X's and O's, sitting down and just making sure that you're on the same page going forward so that they have input and they can coach the players in the right way. And the last thing is game breakdown. Use your assistant coaches, and you could give them one topic. Could you break down our offensive rebounds? Can you break down our turnovers? Would you go ahead and look at Johnny's stats for the game, and let's see where we can help him improve in practice. Give them one responsibility instead of saying, hey, break down the film for the next game. I've had assistants do that, and I find they look at things way different than the way I do, and they're not the things that are most important to me. So I found when you go ahead and you give them specific areas, and depending on the assistant, they can take more or less responsibility with this, but you give them that one or two areas to break down, they'll do a really good job and a really thorough job of it, and it really helps you out. It's also great if they break down a specific player, and then they can sit with that player and they can look at and they can talk to them about what they're seeing. It might be something that you sit in on as well, but giving them that responsibility and the ownership of that part of breaking the game down and preparing for opponents, or seeing what we did and we need to improve on our last game, can be really powerful for an assistant. So coaches, there's 6 ways that you can use your assistants. You can make it more effective and more meaningful for them to be a part of your program, and hopefully it'll build loyalty and trust, and you'll have another coach right next to you that really understands what you're doing, what you're about, and it's going to make your team better. All right? Thanks, Coach. I hope this helped out.